guys, welcome back to the 15th episode of Two Friendless Friends. Today we're going to do another episode of Get to Know Us. And before we start, Flora, did you have a question for us?
Hi everyone. Yeah, I actually do have a question. So, the other day, 2 days ago, I went to an interview for PsychSoc, right? And they usually ask icebreaker questions, and a common one that they ask is, if you were stuck on a deserted island with just one paperclip, how would you use it? And I didn't really know how to answer that. So how would you answer it?
I mean, like, you're stuck on a deserted island with a paperclip, you might as well be dead.
So your
I'll
answer
just clip it
is
to my
just
hair.
be dead?
Like, I'll just clip it to my hair and, like, mess around until I die, I guess. Because there's no, like, paper clips are useless.
No, but that's the point of the question. They want you to be, like, creative with your answer.
No, I'll just not do anything because at that point it's useless.
So your answer would just be...
I would just find other things to do rather than try and find a use for the paperclip. Because that's just wasting my time.
Okay then. Interesting. What I said was that I mean I feel like that's a cop-out answer because they ask you specifically what would you do with the paperclip.
Nothing, because it's useless.
Okay, fine.
Like, what can you do with it though? That's the real question.
What I said was that I ended up just saying use it as like a hook to something. My original answer was because it's metal, I'm going to use it as a heat conductor. And assuming that, like, I don't have anything else other than my clothes on me, and I guess I'm allowed to wear my glasses because that's an accessory, so, you know, I don't know. I just said that I'd try and start a fire with my glasses, and then they were like, oh, but then how would you end up using your paperclip? And I was like, okay, yeah. I didn't really, like, circle it back to the paperclip. So then I ended up just saying that I would use it as some kind of hook. I thought it was just interesting. And
I mean, you could use it as a hook to, like, go fishing. Like, hook your bait onto it.
I said, like,
but
like
it's not...
shelter. Like, create some kind of shelter, and then that would be, like, the... Like, some form of, like, string. Like, tying.
Well, like, I just don't know. That's a very, very, like, useless question. Like... Maybe not give something like that useless, like a paperclip.
I don't know. I mean...
And like, why would you just have a paperclip on you anyway?
Yeah, they're not asking about, like, the logistics of it, I guess. But let's just move on from this.
That's a weird question.
And last time we recorded a Get to Know Us, it was the personality type episode.
MBTI quiz.
And you mentioned how there's this specific type that I don't like, and we never actually got around to talking about it. So I thought that I would bring it up today again and explain myself. So I don't like thinkers, right? So that's like the T.
I'm a thinker though.
T and an F, right? So it's either feelings or thinking. And it's more that I don't like the extreme thinkers. Because I'm an extreme feeling person. I think I was in the 70%. I can't really remember.
I'm like an extreme thinker though, I think.
Are you?
Yeah, I told you this before. I, like, you know, whenever you ask me a question about, like, advice or something, I'm always like the logical answer.
I mean, I guess...
And you always...
Yeah.
So you don't like me?
No, okay. No. Let me rephrase what I need to say. It's not that I actually don't like any of these people, right? And I say I don't like a lot of people, and I actually do like them. Like, for example, I say I don't like people from your school, but I actually do like...
You like them a lot more than you admit.
I like most of the people that I've met from your school. Like, basically every person. So like I say, I don't like the thinkers, but I actually don't have anything against people who are thinkers. Like, I am friends, especially, like, for example, you. I am friends with people who are thinkers. But my reason for not liking the thinkers is just because I view them as, or more like the extreme thinkers, I view them as people who don't really understand feelings. And I know that's not true. Like, you can definitely be very logical thinking kind of person and still understand how feelings work. But I just think that you understand it less, obviously, than the people who are very feeling based. And that's me. And I don't think it's good, actually, to be like...
I think from my perspective, it's not like not understanding emotions. It's just not being able to justify them for me. Like, it's like, why should I feel this way?
Oh, that's a good way of explaining it.
It's not really, like, not knowing emotions, because, like, everyone feels emotions. It's like, I think thinkers tend to either dismiss them more or, like, kind of just disregard them and still go, like, it's like your head or your heart. They just choose their head, you know?
Yeah, I know. But then I also don't think it's really good to be on the extreme side of the feelings.
It's like,
because
you want to have a balance, honestly. Like, you need to accept everything that, like, you feel, as well as, like, everything that is, like, logically correct. Because sometimes if you, like, lean too far into your feelings, you might get hurt more easily. You might come out on the, like, wrong end and lose a lot of stuff. Not really, like, winning or losing a game, but it's like you lose... I don't know how to say it, but, like...
You kind of lose yourself?
In a sense, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like... And the logical side is a way to keep you safe, in a sense.
No, it definitely is. And so are you saying that it's just better to be, like, kind of in the middle?
Yeah, it's like knowing when to follow your emotions and when to follow logic.
Yeah. Like, I don't think it's better to be either extroverted or introverted.
It doesn't matter, honestly.
For the other three, the
intuitive and... what was it?
S? Sensing?
I don't know. I don't remember.
I forgot. Anyway, though, like, maybe this is why a lot of psychologists say that the Myers-Briggs test isn't accurate at all. Oh,
you know which one? Which one is even less accurate to me? The blood types thingy.
The blood type?
It's like your blood type says some things about you.
Oh, wait, I've never heard of that.
It's a very Korean thing, from what I've heard.
Oh.
But I've heard about it, and I'm like, what? There's like, you can't fit everyone into these categories. It's like the horoscopes as well. Like,
yeah, I was going to ask, what are your opinions
signs
on horoscopes, though?
We can go through that another time, but today, the quiz that we're doing is the attachment style quiz by the Attachment Project. I think this will be a very interesting quiz, and you'll probably find out a lot about me through this.
Yeah, we should actually go through what it is first. So it's called the there's 4 attachment styles, right? The secure, the dismissive, avoidant, anxious, preoccupied, and fearful.
On the
avoidant.
quiz that we're doing, it's secure, preoccupied, dismissing, and disorganized.
Oh, really?
Which is like basic. It's just different words for the same things.
Okay. Well, the website I'm going off is written by a psychologist, Jade Wu, Dr. Jade Wu, clinical psychologist. So I might take some time to quickly explain like what each attachment style is, and then we can get into doing the quiz then.
We should predict which one we will be and compare it.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, because for the last 2, I feel like I didn't think that they were accurate to myself.
I feel like to some extent they were, but I feel like it was more accurate to me than to you, like for our personal results.
Yeah, I identify myself as ENFJ too much to want to be an ENFP.
Hey, I was
Because ENFP are so basic. Like, everyone is ENFP. Exactly. Every single person that you meet is ENFP. Oh, and you know who else is ENFP?
I think so. I know a few ENFJs. I think they're in ENFJ. I'm pretty sure they were in ENFJ, but I don't know about now.
Yeah, the superior ones. I'm actually joking.
Okay.
Wait, who?
Well, like, one of them is superior, one of the twins. But I wouldn't call the other one superior.
What? I thought they were both your friends, though.
Wait. No, I meant, like, the other ENFJ.
Oh, right. Okay, so I
The
thought you
other
were comparing
ENFJ
both
isn't one of the twins. Because, no, the twins are very different. One is introverted, one is extroverted.
Okay, it's okay. We can go through this later. But, yeah, fearful avoidant is the same as disorganized, which is the word that's used for the quiz that we're doing, attachmentproject.com. So I'll just go through each of them. So if you know How I Met Your Mother, it might make a bit more sense to you because they give examples in this website I'm using. So securely attached is kind of like Lily and Marshall. So they're like, they feel confident in their relationship. They feel connected, trusted, and comfortable with having independence as well as letting their partner have independence. They go through like issues, of course, but they trust each other enough and they show affection and hold each other tight. Oh, that's so cute. Hold each other tight. Okay. So this kind of attachment style starts early in your life. So basically when you were a child. So that, I guess that means like growing up, you had a very healthy childhood with like healthy relationships with your parents. Yeah. Okay. You know, I'm going to go a bit off, not really off topic, but we learn a lot about these stuff in psychology. We haven't touched on like attachment styles. I don't know if that's something we will, but a lot about, there was a lecture that we went through about how the way that you grow up, your childhood has such a big, and like the influences that has on your adulthood. And there's this, do you have your laptop with you right now? Yeah. Yeah, so, okay.
Yeah, I'm on my laptop right now.
Feral child genie. Okay, so there's this,
wait, how do you spell it?
Feral child, and then like genie in a bottle genie. Okay, so this happened like 1957, okay, in America. So there was this child who her name's Jeannie. I don't think that's her real name, but she was
yeah, it's a pseudonym.
Yeah. So basically her dad locked her away for 20 months of her childhood, and she was starved of like social interactions and a lot of like a very important time of learning. So she wasn't really able to talk. I don't know if it was just really interesting. Like it's really sad. After I watched the video and I felt so sad after like walking out of the tutorial room. But yeah, like that period of your life where you have to learn all those things, if you just skip out on that, you can't really go back to it again. You can't really relearn all that. That's basically the lesson that we got out of it. But anyway, so I thought that was interesting. The second style is dismissive avoidant, so like Barney. So they find it uncomfortable to get too emotionally close to others or to fully trust them. They tend to pull away when they're rejected or hurt. They seem to pride themselves on not needing emotional intimacy. What? Why did you laugh at that? Because I'm thinking of something, but this is really interesting now. This
What?
dismissive avoidant, because it reminded me.
That used to be me.
Oh, used to?
I think it used to be me. I wouldn't say I am dismissive now, but I think like in high school, that was me.
This sounds like those people like, oh, I'm not ready for commitment. I just want a short fling thing.
Oh no, it was for me. It was more like I can cut off people easily. I don't get attached and stuff. But in reality, I think like that was the kind of message I was sending out to the world. But like in reality, I was so attached to people, it was unhealthy.
That's also interesting. I don't know if you want to get into that.
We can while we do the quiz and see if anything comes up.
Yeah. So this attachment style kind of is common among children who had parents who weren't really present in their life. So they were very used to rejection. So the next one is anxious, preoccupied attachment style. So similar to Ted in How I Met Your Mother. And this one is like the hopeless romantic. So they crave emotional intimacy even when their partner is not ready for it. They need a lot of approval, responsiveness, and reassurance from their partner. And they can get anxious when they don't get it.
I love my responses to while you're reading out this information.
You haven't really looked at these, have you?
No.
Okay. I haven't really either. So this is going to be interesting for both of us. So they feel dependent on people for approval and their self-worth. And that's only reinforced when the target of their clinginess never seems to be as interested. What? I don't get that part. Okay. So our last one that we have is the disorganized or fearful avoidant attachment style, which is similar to Robin. So these kind of people reject other people a lot in their life. They tend to go for, like in a romantic relationship, they tend to go for people who aren't really good for them. They're just really confused with themselves. So they're both dismissive and anxious combined together. They want emotional closeness, but they're also pushing people away. And they're kind of afraid to trust other people, but they also need approval or validation. They often deny their feelings or are reluctant to express them. That part kind of was similar to what you were saying.
I think I am disorganized.
So in real life, these are the people that experienced a lot of trauma or loss growing up. And so people who had parents with alcoholic issues might have this attachment style. Because they grew up with a lot of like mixed messages, I guess. Yeah. Okay. So that's a good like summary of the 4. And we should now just get into doing the quiz.
Wait, Flora, okay? What's your prediction? I think I'm disorganized.
Oh, okay. See, I think I'm also disorganized, but
in a very different way.
Yeah. But they said that it was like a mix between like wanting emotional intimacy, but also pushing people away, right? And I think that's the part that explains me. Because
that's also me.
But I do think it's really different, us two.
Yeah.
Because I'm a lot more, well, actually, I don't know. I shouldn't say, I'm not going to compare myself to you, but I would say that I'm really open about wanting the emotional intimacy. And I'm like, oh, like it's so cute doing this and this. Like I want to do that. But then I feel like if it actually happened in real life, I would get really uncomfortable with someone actually showing that to me. And I think it's all like, I guess it's a bit of like being hopeless romantic.
I guess because we're more similar than you think.
Is that kind of like you?
Yeah.
Okay. If not this, my second guess would have been the one that just really craved the emotional intimacy.
I think if not this, I would have said dismissive, like, but I don't think I'm dismissive.
Dismissive avoidant.
I don't know. Let's just get into it and find out then.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Anxious, preoccupied. That's my second guess. Okay, so attachmentproject.com, single, 18 years old, female, Australia.
Yeah. I'm 19, but that
Same
doesn't matter.
bracket.
It's still the same bracket. Okay, part 1 is how do you perceive the following conditions were met by your parents or caregivers in early childhood? And for the following categories, consider your early childhood experience from your earliest childhood memories. On a scale from 1 to 7, 1 being very rarely and 7 being very frequently, rate each of your parents or the 2 most involved caregivers in your childhood on the following categories. So the first category is protection, and the description is kept me safe from danger and threats. I felt safe when I was with them. I'd say it was a 7 for both parents for me. Like, I always felt safe around them. Like, the only times I didn't feel safe were like when they weren't there.
Yeah, I'd also go 7. Yeah.
But I feel like now, like, I don't think this is a part of my memory, but like recently with that, I found out this information. I'd say like, I think I found out around my 19th birthday. But apparently, you know, like, so when you're a baby, you're in a pram, right? And you're going down like ramps and stuff.
Yeah.
And basically, while my dad was pushing the pram, he didn't realize. But, like, I just started slipping. And the thing is, when I was a child, I had a, like, relatively big head compared to my body.
Yeah.
Like, it was actually, like, concerningly big. I actually went to a specialist for this. But now it's fine. Like, I think my body, like, just matched my head over the years. But like as a child, I had a really big head, and this was when I was a baby, so I don't even remember this. So I started sliding and the thing is, you know, the handle of the handle bit of the pram,
Oh, yeah?
my head got stuck there.
Oh,
And like, so like I didn't actually hit the ground, but like like it's just after that I heard that I'm like, I don't trust my dad with my safety. But like, if you're talking about memories that I actually have, I did feel safe as a child.
Oh, really?
But like,
so
yeah.
like, not that you can recall, but so after that incident, you kind of just felt unsafe with your dad?
No, I just felt like he hid this, like, my parents hid this from me for like 19 years of my life. Because it was at like, I was still a baby. I didn't remember anything at that point. And I was like, I don't know if like my dad was the best caregiver in terms of like, I feel like I'm a lot like him in the fact that like, I don't notice a lot of the things that happen. Like, he doesn't notice. He couldn't feel the difference from when I was sitting properly and when I started sliding. Because, like, the weight difference would have changed in the pram.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I'm not like him. My brother's like him. Yeah, but I don't know. I wouldn't trust him to look after a baby on his own.
Isn't it kind of interesting, though, how, like, not in your case, well, I don't know, but, like, isn't it interesting how people can grow up with trauma and it can start from things that they don't even remember? Like, what if now you are, like, really, like, what's the word? Like, you don't feel, like, very comfortable with your dad because of that. I used you in this situation, but I probably should have just used like a neutral person. But it's kind of interesting though. that...
It's like, if I had a kid, I don't think I would let my dad look after them on his own.
Well, okay. So, but will you still pick number 7? Like, you do feel very
still
safe?
pick number 7. Like, I still feel safe.
Yeah. Okay.
It's just, sometimes he might be the danger. Yeah, I think I need to stop this. My dad is a great parent, but that story just like... And the fact that they didn't tell me for 19 years.
Maybe they honestly forgot about it because, like, over the years...
No, they were laughing the whole time.
Oh.
Like, they were like, oh, should we tell her? Should we tell her? And I was like, bro, just tell me.
Do you call your parents bro?
No, but like, I was like, just tell me. I don't call my parents bro.
There was one time, I remember my friend accidentally called his dad bro.
Oh, my mom calls me older sister, so I just call her younger sister sometimes. Like,
oh, that's cute. Okay, should we move on to the next part?
The next one is attunement. So was emotionally in tune with how I was feeling, could read my emotions, and respond in a way that made me feel like they understood how I felt. I feel like my mom was more in tune with emotions.
I don't even know how to answer this. This question just threw me off.
No, maybe it's because, like, in my childhood, my dad was working a lot. And...
Oh, wait. There's 2 sides to this. There's the mother side and the father side. Okay, sorry. Did not realize. Caregiver 1, caregiver 2 with the same question. So I think for my mother, I would pick 7. Then for my dad, I'd also pick 7. Now for the next one.
The emotionally in tune.
Yeah.
I think my mum was very in tune with my emotions because I cried so much as a kid. I was actually like a crybaby.
I literally have no idea how to answer this.
But I don't know. I feel like my dad just generally wasn't as quick to pick up my emotions. But, like, I wouldn't say he was, like, not in tune. He just wasn't as in tune as my mom.
Okay. So I guess you can just, like, put them both on, like, the higher end of the scale.
I'll just put my dad on a 6.
Your mom...
Because, like, I just don't think he responded as well as my mom did. But that's probably because he worked a lot more hours and my mom was the one looking after me. So, like, most of my memories of, like, the response was from my mom.
And this is... We're answering these in reference to our earliest childhood memories. I guess I'm going to go, like... I'm going to go 6 and 6 for both parents. Okay, so next one is soothing and reassurance. Calmed and soothed
me effectively when I became distressed, upset, or overwhelmed.
Wait, what were you going to say?
I was going to say, like, I feel like my parents got pissed at me more because I think they just got sick of me crying about, like, every single little thing.
Do you remember the crying? Or was it, like...
I remember the
like
crying.
Toddler age?
I remember the crying. This was, like, up until I was, like, 8.
Oh, okay.
I think my dad was a lot more, like, babying me, and my mum was a lot more like, Kelly, crying won't fix your issues, like, you need to, like, grow up.
Really?
I think my mum was a lot more harsh on that end, because I think it's just it was, like, once again, my dad worked most of the time, so my mum was the one that dealt with me crying most of the time. So I think my dad wasn't as sick of it as my mum, because I know that, like, I cried way too much on the smallest things. I was way too attached to my parents, especially my mum, and I still am.
Oh, same. I remember every time my mum would go overseas to Hong Kong, I'd just cry so much at the airport.
Oh no, it's not even that. I just,
have vivid memories of that.
Like, basically, as a baby, like, I don't even remember this, but apparently, like, whenever anyone, like, was carrying me, or, like, my mum was, like, just passing me to someone so that she could, like, eat or something, the moment she passed me over, I cried. Like, no matter what she what anyone did, even if I didn't see the person's face, I could tell it wasn't my mom when it wasn't my mom. And I would cry as a baby.
Damn, babies are so smart.
I think it was just me as a baby. But
what's your thoughts on, like, crying now? Like, do you think that it's not, like, excessive crying, it's not going to help with anything. There's no point in crying.
Like, I do, in some cases, like, things about marks and stuff. I never cry because I don't think my tears will fix, like, grades. I don't think there's any point because, like, at the same time, I don't put as much of my self-worth on grades, and I don't kind of, like, oh, I have to do well or else, like, I'm gonna, like, something really bad is gonna happen to me. So I don't cry about that kind of stuff. Like, the last time I cried, let's see, I angry cry. I cry when I'm angry.
I don't think that's ever happened to me, actually. I don't cry when I'm happy or when I'm angry.
I cry when I'm angry. I cry when I laugh too much.
That's good.
And, I mean, the last time I was, like, really sad and cried was breakup. But other than that...
And that was a while ago, right?
Yeah, I think breakup and also graduating high school, I was like, I'm not gonna cry. And then my friend was like, Kelly! And she was, like, crying. And I was like...
I thought I would cry
Bro,
too.
you broke me.
But I actually didn't cry for graduation.
Because my friend was, like, coming up to me, like, with tears on her face, and she was like, Kelly, and I was like, guess I'm crying.
Does he listen to this podcast?
Who?
Your ex?
Oh, yeah. He does not.
Okay. Would he...
But I made him go and download every episode. I don't know if he's done it. I've been pressuring him into doing it.
Oh, I promoted the podcast yesterday at the dinner. Not to everyone, but I don't know, we just got into a conversation. I was like, oh yeah, I have my podcast. Word of mouth advertising works well.
Apparently someone from my primary school listens and I didn't even know. Because one of the twins told me. One of the twins told me when we were meeting up the other day. And they were like, oh, you know, this girl listens. And I'm like, wait, she went to my primary school. I know this person. I haven't talked to them in, like... Well, I don't think I ever talked to them at all.
Wait, that's so cool, though. That maybe they aren't a regular listener, but, like...
I guess...
Or maybe they are.
Amelia, if you're listening to this, hello.
I think that's so cool that you're able to connect with people like that.
It's like, we were in different classes in primary school, so I don't think I've ever had, like, a proper conversation with her. And we're deviating so much now.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think my mom she didn't calm and soothe me, she just yelled at me a lot more. Like, but my dad was, like, hugging me and stuff, so I think my dad was a lot more, like, babying me.
Okay. I'm gonna go, like... I'm gonna go 5 and 5 for this. I don't know how to answer these questions. I'm not even confident in my answers. But next one. Express delight. So they took genuine interest in you and expressed delight in who you were, and you felt special and valued by them.
I think both of my parents were very good at that. Like, I definitely felt very valued by my parents. Like, I think my parents just tried to give me a lot more than they did give to my brother. It was, like, partially because when they had my brother, like, the financial situation was a lot worse. So, they couldn't give as much to him. Like, my dad was working 7 days a week at that point. And, my mum was also working a lot of the time. My brother just was sent to, like, friends' places and, childcare. So... I think as a child, I got to spend so much more time with my mum because by the time I was born, my dad was, like, only on 6 days of work, so he had Sunday free. as well as my mum wasn't working and she was just looking after me as well as sending my brother to school. And at that point, we just were at a much more comfortable place where my parents could like spend a lot more on me, spend time with me, I think.
Yeah. That's good. Honestly, these questions, I don't know what I'm just gonna go maybe 6 and 6 again.
Okay. Next one's encouragement. So encourage exploration and discovery help me find and express my natural interests and talents. I think both of my parents did that.
Yeah, me too, actually.
I feel like my dad did it a bit more.
I'm gonna go 7 and 7. I feel like I was given a lot of opportunities to do like the hobbies, right?
I think my dad spoiled me a lot more, and so whatever I asked for, he said yes, but my mom less so. So I think like I'd say 6 and 7. So like 6 for my mom, 7 for my dad. I think as a child, my dad was like very lenient with me, and my mom was a bit stricter, but not in a bad way. It was like just necessary for me to kind of like learn what I should and shouldn't be doing, as well as like kind of becoming more independent.
My parents were both really supportive of me doing like the creative stuff and not putting that much pressure on academics. And so like I got to experience a lot of like dancing and then gymnastics. I did drawing, swimming, and I did a lot of that. And I think that because I was able to do that, it wasn't really like it wasn't like my mum supported me more or my dad. I think it was equal in both. So I'll go 7-7.
Next one. Part 2 is how do you feel about intimate relationships? And answer from a scale of 1 to 7, or from strongly disagree to strongly agree. So 1 being strongly disagree and 7 being strongly agree. And since we're both not currently in a relationship, unless Flora, you haven't told me something, we're answering these questions with respect to a former partner or a relationship that you would like to have with someone.
These questions are also developed by Fraley, Waller and Brennan in 2000, because important to give credits to the authors.
So the first question was, it helps to turn to my romantic partner in times of need. I think, yeah, strongly agree.
I think I'd go strongly agree too.
Because
I'm also thinking about these, instead of thinking about my partner, I guess I'm looking at it like close friends as well.
I think I'm looking at it as like a past relationship, and I'm pretty sure if like, because like in that time there was nothing that like went really wrong, but yeah, I would say it does help to turn to my romantic partner in times of need.
I don't think I can use past as a good representation.
I prefer not to show a partner how I feel deep down. I think that's also me, because I feel like I personally, this is a fault on my end, but I came off as being not as interested.
Wait, do we have different questions, or did you like rephrase that question?
I prefer not to show a partner how I feel deep down.
Oh, for question 2?
Yeah.
When I show my feelings for romantic partners, I'm afraid they will not feel the same about me.
Why do we have...
Wait, let me go next page just to see.
I'm on part 2.
Yeah. Yeah, like 40% of the way in, right?
What's your third question?
It makes me mad that I don't get the affection and support I need from my partner.
I think we're getting different questions.
Okay, it's fine then.
Okay.
We'll just so the first one was both was the same. I feel comfortable about sharing private thoughts.
Okay, second question was, I prefer to not show a partner how I feel deep down. And I think, so this was definitely a fault on my end. I didn't want to come off as being too clingy. Because I think I have been told that I'm too clingy in the past.
Really?
Just, like, with friends and, like, growing up.
Friends too?
Yeah, growing up. So, in primary school in year 4, I moved to a new school, right? Because I moved houses. And I got into OC after that. So, I had to move schools again. So, towards the end of the year, I was, like, always with this one group of friends, right? And this one girl one day was like to me, Kelly, you should, like, have other friends other than us. You should need to stop just hanging out with us. And I was like, bro, what?
No, I don't even think that's...
Like, I had been hanging out with them for, like, half of the year already. And I only had, like, a few months left at that school.
I don't know.
It was very
that's
messed
a
up.
bit...
And, like, I think...
That's sad.
I think after that, as well as in early high school, I was told that I was very clingy and annoying. And I think after that, I was just like, I just won't be clingy or annoying. And
see, the thing that I get out of this is that the girl was basically trying to say to you that, like, I don't like you.
I don't want to be friends with you. It's probably because she was jealous that I got into the school.
I don't think it was that you're too clingy. I think it was like, I don't like you. Because...
like, it was literally just her own problem, because I'm actually still friends with some of the people.
Yeah. I don't know.
And I think she just had an issue with me because I was smarter than her. I got into a very good OC school and she didn't.
Okay.
But I think that was, like, I translated that into all of my future, like, into my future relationships as well. Like, I think I wasn't as close with a lot of friends in high school. I wouldn't tell them much.
Wait, isn't this opposite to the first question, that you're comfortable with sharing your private thoughts?
Oh no, but, like, mine is, it helps to turn to my romantic partner in times of need.
Oh,
so,
never
like,
mind.
At that point, I was like, I don't know how much I should share. Like, I was still definitely sharing things when, like, I had issues and I wanted help. But I don't think I was as clear about my feelings with my ex as I should have been. I was very, like, dismissive, and I don't know, like, in front of him, I was a bit more dismissive, but, like, in front of my friends, I'm like, I really like this guy, like, you know, so I think I came up as a lot more attached to my ex in front of my friends than I was to him.
Another reason might be because he was just your first...
I think I still do that.
like, boyfriend.
No, but I feel like even if I do like someone, I tend to take ages to show. Like, I tend to take ages to actually warm up to, like, not even, like, just a potential boyfriend, like, just anyone in general. I take ages to start showing, like, how I feel. And I think you're learning a lot about me through this. Because I definitely haven't shown that I'm very attached to you as a friend, compared to, like, how attached I really am and how dependent I really am.
Okay.
Silence.
Okay.
I think we should leave the awkward silence in there. It's part of the effect.
No. This is, like, a lot for me to take in, right? Because I don't think we've talked about this to, like, this kind of extent before.
And as well as, like, I just don't show this stuff. I don't share this normally.
Yeah.
Like, you probably wouldn't have ever known if we didn't have this podcast and if we weren't doing this quiz together.
Well, you've mentioned it before, but, like, very briefly and not in depth, so...
And not about you.
And not about me either.
But yes, now you know I'm a lot more attached to you than I let you know about.
Okay. I mean, you did kind of let me know. I don't think I've ever kind of thought, like, oh, Kelly doesn't really need me, like...
Yeah, I've gotten a lot better with it now, like, with But I think it's more with friends, like romantic partners. I'm probably a bit still very, I don't know. These are hints to any future boyfriends.
Because I've never thought about our relationship as one where I care more about you than you care about me. Yeah. So I think that's good. Anyway, so my question is saying, like, when I show my feelings to a romantic partner, I'm afraid that they will not feel the same about me. I don't know. These questions are so hard to answer.
We're getting similar but different questions, I think.
Yeah. I'm just gonna go like slightly agree.
The third question for me is I prefer not to be too close to romantic partners. I think I actually want to be very close.
Like, I have the same one.
I'd say moderately disagree because there's some extent, like, some things that depend on, like, what stage of the relationship I'm in. But I like being very close. I just don't show it as much.
I'm going to go moderately disagree with that question because I have the same one. What are you going with again?
Moderately disagree. Like, I don't think... like, I think it really depends, like, what stage I'm thinking of in the relationship. Like, but there's still some things that I wouldn't, like, immediately tell them, in a sense, and, like, immediately show them. Like, I think I judge my closeness by, like, how much I'm willing to share with them.
Okay.
And how comfortable I am with sharing.
I think that's a good way to determine how close you are with someone, though.
Yeah, and I think there's still going to be things that I wouldn't immediately tell them, in a sense. Like, no matter what stage of the relationship.
Yeah. Okay, so next one for me is, it makes me mad that I don't get the affection and support I need from my partner.
Oh, that's very similar to mine. Mine is, I often worry that my partner doesn't really love me.
Oh, yeah, okay. So similar.
I want to say often, though.
I don't know how to answer these. Because...
I mean, from my past relationships, I'd say strongly disagree.
It's just because that one relationship really throws me off. And I just can't tell what... Like, do you know what I mean? Do you know what I'm referring to?
Yes.
Yeah, so... It makes me mad that I don't get the affection and support I need from my partner. I'm going to go slightly disagree because I think if I'm looking at it from the average relationship point of view, most of my relationships, I feel that I actually do get the affection and support.
And number 5 for me is my partner really understands me and my needs. Do you have a similar question?
Not really. Mine is I am very comfortable being close to romantic partners.
Your question 5 is similar to my question 6.
I know this one. Okay, so we'll do that one together then. So what's yours?
I don't feel comfortable opening up to romantic partners. Slightly different, but similar in meaning. So number 5 for me... I'd say, like, they don't completely slightly disagree because I don't think I share my needs as readily as I should. Like, I feel like I'm the type of person to hint at stuff very, very vaguely.
Do you get upset if someone doesn't
I get upset for,
take on those hints?
A little bit. And then I realize, oh, wait, I wasn't very clear about it. And then I just tell them. But...
okay.
I'd say people don't really understand me that well, but it's not about them not knowing me, it's more about me not sharing.
Okay, that's interesting.
Wow, you're finding out so much stuff about me today.
Yeah. You know what? Our podcast is low-key like therapy sessions for both of us. Is it not, though? I feel like I've shared a lot on here that I wouldn't share to, like, a regular person. And I'm gonna go on a tangent here, but is it kind of weird when like if you meet someone and they're like, oh yeah, I've listened to your podcast before. So like, for example, yesterday I told this person that I only recently met to listen to the podcast, right? And I was explaining like, oh, like it'd be really cool if you listen to it, like let me know your thoughts on it. But then I was thinking later, I was like, oh, I share a lot on there about myself that I probably wouldn't share to him if it was like if we were just talking together, right? And I think it's just a bit, I don't know what the word is and how to describe it.
I mean, that's like me meeting David for the first time. I'm sorry, David. I still feel awkward about what happened. And it's even funnier because we're in the same tier.
Do you guys ever talk?
No.
Oh.
I still feel very awkward because... Should I reveal?
Break the silence. No, but it's not. No, okay, I don't think that's the same though because
I think it's because you mentioned him before, but I didn't like have a name to put to a face. So no, when he talked to me, I was like, "Who the fuck are you?" Yeah, that was funny. But let's continue.
No. The situation, like you two meeting, that was a very awkward situation. I think. Yeah. Especially because he was like, what did he say?
It's like he was like, I love the podcast, like and then he was like, talking about the animation.
And then you replied with, that's weird, that's creepy.
Because I thought he was a random person coming up to me and being like, I love the podcast.
Oh, okay.
And like, because like I don't put my face on this podcast, so like, how would you recognize me?
Okay. Yeah, anyway, my point was that I think it's kind of weird that like people who listen to it who aren't super close with me know a lot about me now that I wouldn't just tell them. And because like I don't really count them as like, I feel like in my mind they still don't know about these stuff because I actually haven't gone up to them and told them about it.
Isn't it weird that, like, imagine this. I think we have around, like, 50, 60 listeners, like, if you go across YouTube and the other platforms as well. Is it weird that you are basically standing in front of a room telling 60 people about your attachment issues?
Yeah. Yeah, but it's not weird for us because we're just talking to a microphone and like a screen right now.
We're just talking to each other. It's like a normal conversation, but we're just recording it. But it's like, imagine 60 people just listening to us talking about...
So it's really just like whatever I'm comfortable saying to you happens to just be shared with everyone now. Yeah. Anyway, let's move on because we're kind of... Yeah. We're 50-something minutes in.
Okay.
So, what did you pick for your question 5?
Question 5, I said slightly disagree. So,
yeah. My one reads, I am very comfortable being close to romantic partners. And I'm going to go with strongly agree. Okay. And now number 6, I find it easy to depend on romantic partners. I'm going to go strongly agree too. What's yours?
So my number 6 was I don't feel comfortable opening up to romantic partners. And I'd say strongly disagree because I think I'm quite an open person if, like, prompted. Like, if someone asks me a question, I'll answer it very openly. I don't really care. But I don't straight up go like, oh, I want this, like, kind of person. I'm not very vocal unless I'm, like, prompted to ask questions.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
No, that does make sense.
So next part. Oh, it's just more about part 2. So question 7. I worry that I won't measure up to other people. Slightly agree.
Okay, I feel like we get the same questions just in a mixed up order. But anyway, my number 7 is it helps to turn to my partner in times of need. And I'm going to go strongly agree.
Question 8 for me is, I'm afraid that I will lose my partner's love.
Oh, actually, that's the same with mine. Well, kind of. I often worry that my partner doesn't really love me.
Oh, I think I got that one before.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Question 8. I don't know how to answer this one.
I'm going to slightly disagree. I
don't think I'm like completely scared of it, but there's part of me that like wonders, would they ever stop loving me?
I don't think I've ever actually thought about like someone leaving me. Oh no.
I don't think about leaving, but like I feel like, I don't know, it's like would them finding out something about me change their feelings about me?
Oh, okay.
Or like, it's not really like losing their love, but like it's kind of like their view of me will change a little bit with like what they learn about me, like, which is inevitable, but it's scary.
Actually, I'm gonna go moderately disagree then, because when I think about like relationships with people, I don't really get scared, or like the thought of them just leaving one day doesn't really cross my mind. And if it does, for romantic partners, it's usually not to do with like a problem about me or just me.
It's time for Flora to learn another fun fact about Kelly.
Okay.
I have abandonment issues.
Oh, with people.
Like, as a child, I was very scared to go to school because I was scared that my mum wouldn't turn up to pick me up. Like, there was literally nothing that prompted that. But I had just had that really, really big fear.
That was actually like my sister, too.
And like, I would be crying all the time at camps because I would be scared that my parents wouldn't be there to pick me up because like they're like, oh, she's gone for a few days, we're having fun now. And it wasn't even anything that my parents did. I just had that feeling. And no matter how much my parents reassured me, it didn't help.
So it wasn't really anything they did or anything they said.
Yeah, it was just, I think I just grew out of it. Like, randomly in one year, I went to a camp and I didn't cry at all. I wasn't scared at all.
We love that.
And I was like, wow, yeah! And then, like, my parents were worried, right? And, like, I came home like, Mom, I did it!
Did you ever have, like, were you ever attached to objects, though? Like, plushies or, like, a blanket?
Oh, I have this, so I think this is more Viet thing. Like, there's this, like, thing that you hug
Is it just, like, a long pillow? Like a cylinder?
Yeah. But mine is, like, a small one, right? From my childhood. I don't hug it anymore, but I refuse to like, throw it away. And, it's literally like, you know when you, like, hug something, like, when the stuffing goes weird inside? And, like, so mine has, like, already split into 2 separate pieces. And the fabric around it is, like, yellowed because it's so old. Like, it's 19 years old, obviously. It's going to, like, turn yellow and stuff. And I think it, like, when as a child, I had nosebleeds a lot. So there were stains on that never washed out. And I still refuse to throw it away.
Yeah, but that's because it's like,
still on
it
my
has
bed.
an emotional component. That
Yeah.
I know.
It's like, I think it was my like, I felt safe when I was hugging it to sleep, especially when I stopped sleeping with my parents and, like, I had to start sleeping on my own bed.
Yeah.
And I was just very attached to my parents. And now that we've learnt that fun fact about Kelly Loy that you probably would never expect, considering how independent I am now.
I mean, I don't think it's...
Let's continue.
Unexpected, though. Because you've mentioned it before, like, that you're really close with your mum. So I just would have...
No, but, like, not in the way that I used to be very attached. It was very different.
Yeah, but, like, when you say that you're just really close to her, I guess it's not, like, unexpected that you're also very attached.
Just maybe not to the extent that I was attached. Like, I was It was actually like unprompted. I don't know why. I still don't know why to this day, and my parents don't know. Like, why I was so scared of being abandoned.
Okay. Let's
It might have been a drama that I watched as a child that left me.
Really?
I don't know.
I don't know. A lot of things don't really have prompts, I guess.
It's like, it might be something that I've seen in the past or something, like when I was a child, that I don't remember, but like my mind processed it as like a potential thing that could happen to me, no matter how good and like loved I feel by my parents.
I mean, it is natural to be attached to your parents.
Just not. I was very extreme.
I don't know how you are like, but yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's go on to question 9. So mine says, I often wish that my partner's feelings for me were as strong as my feelings for them.
Mine was, I talk things over with my partner.
Okay, why don't you read yours out and I'll find ones that kind of match with that. Okay, so I'll talk things out. What was it?
I talk things over with my partner.
Okay, and mine is, it's easy for me to be affectionate with my partner.
I feel like I do talk. I'm a good communicator when when I feel like something is wrong.
I'm gonna go. That's good though. Communication is key.
But I'd say it's only moderately agree, because I feel like it's more me now than like me in my past relationship.
I'm gonna go slightly disagree. For me, it's easy to be affectionate with my partner. Mine's all over the place. I really think I'm gonna get disorganized.
Wait, why are mine all the same question? Like for the last two.
Okay.
Question 10 for me is, I worry a lot about my relationships.
Okay, mine is, my romantic partner makes me doubt myself. So.
Oh, that's similar. That's very similar. I don't think I do. 'Cause I think I'm like strongly disagree for that one.
I don't know how to answer this, because like it's happened, but it was like a one person. Okay, so I might just like give like a very brief slight explanation to what I mean. It's like, there was this relationship that was like very brief but also very significant. Okay, so like when I'm answering these, most of the relationships that I have with people are quite good and healthy, I think. But because of this one, it's making me kind of like not, it's like overshadowing all the good ones. And so this question, my romantic partner makes me doubt myself. I don't know, like, I don't know how to answer this. I'm just gonna go disagree.
I mean, they said base it off like a potential relationship, or like a relationship you would like, or a past relationship.
Maybe I might go slightly agree. Okay. And then my last one is oh wait, no, we have 2 more. I often wish that my partner's feelings for me were as strong as my feelings for them. Never mind, I read that before. I might go...
Wait, I feel like my last 2 are very similar, so I can just answer both in one go. So I tell my partner just about everything, and my last one was, I usually discuss my problems and concerns with my partner.
Okay.
And I think both of them, I don't think like every single concern, like some of them might be more private and depending on the stage of the relationship, but like on the stage that I am imagining, I don't say it's everything, but it's gonna be most things. So I put moderately agree for both. And now, Flora, you can go through the rest of your questions, since mine were very straightforward.
Okay, so I often wish that my partner's feelings were stronger than my feelings for them. I am gonna go slightly agree. I don't know. I feel like I'm just putting in random things now. And then my partner really understands me and my needs. I might go with maybe moderately agree. I feel like I'm definitely going to get disorganized. Okay, next one. Oh, we still have more of these ones.
Oh, there's more?
What a trick. Okay.
Okay, let's do it quickly then. Question 13 for me is, I am nervous when partners get too close to me. I'd say disagree. Like, I have no issue with that. Do we want to do it like I do all of mine and you do all of yours? Since we have different questions.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, question 14 for me was, I feel comfortable sharing my private thoughts and feelings with my partner. This is very similar to the communication questions, and I said moderately agree because I'm fine with it, just maybe not everything. And question 15 was, I am very comfortable being close to romantic partners. Yeah, I'm comfortable, strongly agree.
Close means like emotionally
Question.
close, or does it mean like you're also close with like physical stuff too?
I think it's both.
Okay.
It's a combination. Question 16, my desire to be very close sometimes scares people away. Slightly agree. And question 17, I find it relatively easy to get close to my partner. I think I'm someone that takes a bit longer to warm up. I don't know if you noticed that, but I only started telling you more personal things like quite a while after we got to know each other.
I don't think I noticed that actually.
So I'd say moderately disagree because I take longer to warm up to people than others. And question 18 was, my romantic partner makes me doubt myself. I'd say strongly disagree.
Okay, strongly oh, we had the same one before. So, I find it, so I have similar ones to you. I find it relatively easy to get close to my partner. I'll go with slightly disagree. Oh wait, sorry, what? Oh no, sorry. I'm going to strongly agree. Sorry, I read that wrong. My partner only seems to notice me when I'm angry. I don't know. Maybe moderately disagree. Maybe strongly disagree. I don't know. That's a weird question. I find that my partner doesn't want to get as close as I would like. Slightly disagree. Oh no, slightly agree. Sorry, I don't know what I'm reading. Sometimes romantic partners change their feelings about me for no apparent reason. Maybe strongly disagree. I don't think that's really happened in the past before, actually. Like people just changing their feelings about me for no reason. I'm afraid that I will lose my partner's love. I don't think that's a concern I really have. So I'll go like moderately disagree. And I prefer not to show a partner how I feel deep down. I'll go strongly disagree. I think I'm pretty open as well.
And I have a feeling that this is going to be a longer episode.
Yeah.
Considering we still have 30% of this quiz to go.
Okay, your turn.
Okay, question 19 for me. It makes me mad that I don't get the affection and support I need from my partner. This is actually the same questions but jumbled.
Yeah, I know, right. There was no point in this.
So...
jumbling it up, I meant.
Yeah. I don't think I would get mad. I think I'll just be disappointed by the relationship. Slightly disagree.
Okay.
Question 20. It's not difficult for me to get close to my partner. Moderately disagree, same as before. I take a while to warm up to people. 21. I find it difficult to allow myself to depend on romantic partners. Slightly agree. I'm a bit independent. Like, for some things I would depend on my romantic partner, but like I don't think I'm a very dependent person.
I feel like the main takeaway from this is that you're very independent, but you also get attached to people, and then you also don't show it very well.
I'm emotionally dependent, but yeah. That's what you've learnt about me today. Question 22. I often wish that my partner's feelings for me were as strong as my feelings for him or her. From past, moderately disagree, because I feel like I just don't show it as much, but like I feel like in past relationships the feelings were even from my perspective. Question 23. I often worry that my partner will not want to stay with me. I don't think that's a worry I have in the moment. So question 23 is strongly disagree. And question 4, I do not often worry about being abandoned. But this is about intimate relationships. So, yeah. I'd say like moderately. I don't think I'm completely over it. But to some extent.
Were those all?
Those are all the questions for this page.
I do not worry about being abandoned. Hey, look, that was your one, right?
I felt like this quiz read my mind, but like these questions were already written. It can't read my mind.
I'm gonna go moderately agree. It's not really something I worry too much about. Yeah. I'm nervous when partners get too close to me. I'm gonna go like moderately disagree. Yeah. When my partner is out of sight, I worry that they might become interested in someone else. Maybe strongly disagree. I mean, I want to be strongly disagree. So that's what I'm going to pick, because I don't know. I worry that I won't measure up to other people. Maybe slightly agree. I feel like I have some like self-esteem issues, but it's not like that big. I don't know. Maybe. I think a lot of it is to do with academics though. So I feel like I won't measure up to people in terms of academics, and then they're going to be like, well, this person's better than you because they're smarter. I talk things over with my partner. I'll go strongly agree. Maybe moderately. Maybe I'm not that good of a communicator as I want to be. I'm afraid that once a romantic partner gets to know me, they won't really like who I am. Oh, this is a good question.
It's like when they find out more details about you, would they still like you?
Because I feel like, one, I am very open. I feel like you don't need to get to know me on like before I get them as like a romantic partner, they'll probably already know that I have a lot of issues and about like
like when I first met you, I already knew a lot. Like,
yeah,
I don't think I learned as much about you through this podcast as you learn about me.
True, but also I think you met me at a time when I was like very sad. So
you met me at a time right after I was very sad.
When was your sad phase?
I'd say it was... Oh no, I had like multiple though. Like you met me after one of them, but we were friends during other times that I was very sad.
Oh, our ones really don't align then. I mean, maybe, because
I think while you were sad, I wasn't sad. I was just lonely when I met you. I was actually pretty happy in terms of like, I was neutral, not happy, I guess.
Okay, so what we've decided to do is actually just go through these on our own. So not in the recording, because there's actually a lot for us to go through and it's hard to do it when the questions are out of order as well. So we only have like a few more, like 20% of the quiz left. So we'll just do it and then we'll talk about our results together.
Yep. I'm on 90%.
Okay, so not that you guys actually would have noticed the difference in the timing, but we just paused it and now we've got our results. So what is your attachment style?
I'm secure.
Same.
I'm surprised. But if you go
I'm
into
surprised too.
into the report, so like your test results,
Yeah.
so on the caregiver on both ends, I think I'm secure because it's 6.4, 6.8 for me. And on the chart, it says, it's like, there's this chart, it has like 4 sections. So the axes are anxiety and avoidance. And so let's going from, how should I read it? So there's dismissing attachment, fearful, avoidant attachment, preoccupied attachment, and secure attachment.
It's like a graph.
Yeah. My anxiety was 2.94 and avoidance was 3. So that was
imagine
still within...
Imagine like on the y-axis it's avoidance, and then on the x-axis it's anxiety.
Yeah, and the closest to the origin is secure attachment. Above, so like towards lower end on anxiety but upper end on avoidance is dismissing. And if you get high for both, anxiety and avoidance, is fearful, avoidant attachment. High anxiety but low avoidance is preoccupied attachment.
Yeah. What's your score for anxiety?
2.94.
Mine's 3.17, so a bit more than you, which I think that's kind of...
And what
not
about
surprising.
Avoidance?
1.61.
Oh, I'm 3. Not surprising. I think like relatively between both of us, it makes sense. But I didn't think I would be secure.
Neither did I. I actually thought I'd be disorganized, because I felt like my answers were kind of all over the place.
Yeah, same.
Okay, and then underneath that, it's avoidance style at a glance. So we might just read like what it's like for children. So they securely attached kids might become upset when their caregivers leave. Hey, that was kind of like you. They respond positively to contact and seek comfort when frightened.
I did that as a child. Like when I watched scary dramas, those nights I would sleep with my parents.
So for adults, so this is, I guess, where we come in. We show healthy and balanced behavior in relationships. We seek emotional support from our partners and provide the same in return. And also comfortable being on your own.
I guess that does sum up who I am to some extent. I don't think I'm like completely like healthy and balanced behavior in relationships. I don't think like I will always seek emotional support because there's going to be things I hide. But I guess.
Yeah, I mean, everyone has their like no one is at the origin of that graph we were talking about. So like 0 anxiety, 0 avoidance.
Yeah, no one's like completely transparent and completely okay with everything.
And then for the parents, it's parents with secure attachment are capable of regulating their emotions. They create a compassionate environment for their child, and then they view their child as a separate person, but they also empathize with their experiences.
That's cool. Like, for the future.
Yeah. Good parenting tips.
Okay, I guess because that kind of wraps up this episode. So this one was definitely a longer one. My recording's on like 1 hour, 20 something minutes. But it was pretty interesting. Especially with the stories that I shared that like I probably wouldn't have shared in a normal episode.
It was good though. I think it's like the listeners got to know you a bit better as well as me. Yeah. Anyway, so thank you everyone for listening to this week's episode. Next week we'll have another one up Sunday 1 p.m. So stay tuned for that. If you have any ideas, send that to our Instagram, 2.friendlessfriends, or type it in the comments of our YouTube section.
And make sure you remember to
or just let us know somehow.
Subscribe and comment on our videos. Share with your friends as well. And also follow us on Spotify, Google Podcasts, and Apple Podcasts, or anywhere that you get your podcasts. And otherwise, I think that's it for this episode. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.